Hello everybody, welcome aboard. Today we'll be looking at the Lionel's new, well not new, the updated version of their Polar Express. So let's begin. Alrighty, now let's begin. So you're probably wondering, what's new about this new version of their set? Well, what they added for this one is now instead of the Magnalog track, it now has their Atro Fast track. And they also updated the electronics, basically mainly the sound. And they also did some touches on I also noticed right at the box they did some touches onto the valve gear. And also on the wheels. So let's go ahead and begin, and I forgot to grab my box. I'll be let me grab one. So this lets you know, this is sealed in their little package before they shipped it out. It lets you know right here, it's factory sealed. Lets you know it wasn't returned or wasn't tampered with. I didn't need it then anyways. And you're probably wondering, don't I have a set of this already? Well, yes. But that one, I thought originally, when I was started, that was for Project 1225, and that video is already out now. If you want to see it, a link will be in the description. But anyways, yes, I have another version of the Polar Express set, but this one's going to be more just the one I'm going to let, well, technically my Project 1225, that's going to be the one I'm going to let other people, that's only going to be me only. And sorry if I sound a little funny. I was sick. I'm feeling a lot 10 times better now than I was when this arrived. Cat got my tongue. These were released earlier in Christmas Eve. They just barely started shipping them out. Of course, I was expecting it arrived on the 3rd of January. I couldn't get to film or do any of it because I was sick. Sorry, excuse me. I was under the weather during that time. I still am, but I'm a lot better than I was on Friday. But anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at this new set. And it's very simple. There's no tabs or anything to remove. That's pretty much it. So right off the bat, the one thing I noticed is that they updated how they packaged it with my older set. It had more of a white plastic coating. And, they even have a better protection step for it. Alrighty. Oh, and no. Why are there two? And it does come with the bell. But I did notice that was a bit different with that. It comes with two manuals this time. But anyways, so here's what you get with the newer set. Obviously, it's still going to be the same font. Looks a lot different. And it comes, well, so it comes off like that. Looks to be they updated it. That's cool. And let's go ahead and take a look at the engine mainly. And simple pull out as so. And right now feels a lot skinnier. Feels a little less lightweight. But as you can see now, the engine looks a lot different, especially on the valve gear. I'll do a comparison a little bit once I get these on the track. But first, we're gonna ride it around the tree. I noticed the wheels are a little different now than my other one. I'll show it. I do have a comparison photo of it, but I'll show it afterwards. You see, just the regular Polar Express. Of course, the classification lights, they don't light up. They're just painted on. You only get the light up headlight, which it looks cool. I like it. But of course, same thing like the first one. Nothing inside on the cab. No. Well, there is a design. interior designing, but not painted. Just a plastic mold. That's pretty much it. And using the weight, you get 2 flywheels, one regular wheel, and 1 traction tire. And then you have your drop bar, which the outer one, that's for handling your tighter curves if you have any, and the inner circle, that's for your tighter curves. So the minimum curve this engine can handle is 18 inch radius curves. So that's the reason why they put the flywheels on here. That's so that way you don't have to worry about having to upgrade your track or getting a new set of track. So if you have 18 degree radius curve track, then your track, then this engine can hold fine. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at the tender. And so far it looks good. Of course, you do have an operating rear headlight on the back of the engine when it goes in reverse, and you do got 2 switches. The remote, track. Now, if you switch it to the remote, that means you're working with the remote that comes with the set, or you're working with your the Lionel Lion Chief Universal Remote, or you're working with it on your phone. Now, if you switch it to track, that means you can run it with your regular transformer or with just a regular DCC equipment. It'll say in the sorry, I haven't I'm out of it. Well, sorry, but the manual, it should show you how to do it, and you can easily convert it to any DCC system you want, but they already have a DCC compatible. So all you gotta do, simply put the switch to track, and that should be about it for running this engine. Well, anyways, so far everything does look the same, except the packaging looks a lot different now. And you got your typical remote, which does need 3 AAA batteries, which you'll need to screw on right here. But I think we are fully aware what they need to use when operating. And let's go ahead and take a look at the passenger cars. Let's first look at the observation car. Now, it's just the typical. It's the one thing I've noticed is that instead of using the steel metal pickups, they're using the copper now. That was the one thing I noticed right away. And of course, the couplers are mounted onto the trucks. You can also, if you want to, you can go and easily convert them into the body, which they do have those parts online on Lionel, which you'll have to order. And of course, the headlamp on the rear does light up, but it's not going to be the bright red. It's not going to be a red. It's going to give you more of a bright white, technically. And let me move this somewhere else, or else it's going to fall off. Now let's take a look at the coach car. Oh, and I do mention they do come with the silhouettes of both silhouettes and characters from the movie. So this is the coach car. Here you can see the know-it-all boy, the little girl, the waitress, and the hot chocolate chef. And the same thing on the other side, but instead it's a different. Now you had to get the hero boy, and you get nice little footprints leading all the way towards the locomotive. So it's a good way to let you know which way is which. But the one thing I just noticed is that with my older model, is that the footprints were going right on top of here. Now in this situation, they're not. So I don't know why they did that, but oh well. And now, last but not least, the abandoned coach car. The abandoned toy car. And just the same, you get all the silhouettes of the toys hanging around. No pun intended. It's just the same old. And of course, they do have the licensing, and you also see their build date, which is. Oh, I just noticed they made it smaller. Let me get this out of the camera so I can see it. Yep. These are in 2024. If you got this and hoping they were coming before Christmas, I do apologize. That didn't happen. Well, technically they did arrive before Christmas, on Christmas Eve, but they weren't gonna be able to ship them all out in time. And of course, where I got them at Train World, I'll provide a link in the description. Ooh, my ears. Sorry. Where I got them from was at Train World, so that's gonna be the place where you'll see the description for. And they still have some. Now I'm really excited. I'm also waiting for the other add-on passenger cars and the anniversary locomotive, which should be arriving later on this week. So, with that said, let me go ahead and move this out of the way and bring the other box back inside. I mean, not back inside, back over here, so we can have a nice look at it, see what else you're going to get. So, just like how it is with the regular HO scale, you're going to get the bell. And of course the manual, but for some reason I got two. Oh, that's nice of them. They have a different one. Huh. And I noticed something different. So this one, I think this is Spanish. Yeah, this has to, no. Might be Spanish. I don't know. I'm Mexican, and it's pretty, no, I think it's Mexican. I'm not Mexican, I think it's Spanish. But one thing I noticed is the date's a little different. Guessing they made this in March. Yeah, March. And more. This one was more later on. I think this is. Well, this one's still more translated in English. So, anyways. Oh, and I also do have. And also, I also purchased their terminal curve track. And now I do need the box cutters. If I remember where I put them. Oh, there it is. So you do get the new fast track, which. I'll explain it later. Which I'm pretty sure I probably explained it on my 1225 movie. I'm going to only cut up in these three so that I can at least have a little opening gap. And I know over time the tape's going to start wearing down to the point where just take the whole thing off, but I want to make sure it's still a good condition. So anyways, here's the fast track. And okay, I was about to say, like, how come where's my terminal track? Here it is. They just put it all the way down here. So this is the one you need. This is how you power up the entire train. And it's simple, just a simple. Well, hopefully I'll have a simple connection. And just like that, you already got it set up. So, and then here's the box that comes with your power supply. And of course, you get your little bell. Pretty nice. And of course, you get your basic curved track. Your base, it's all 20-degree radius curves. So I'm pretty sure you can have it set to for the engine. You can probably set to the closest slot for the tender. But oh well. And I also got their fast track curved terminal track, which should be the exact same length, so you don't need to worry about having to do modifications. So you don't need to worry about having modifications, but in this situation, there's a good chance I might have to do some. I have to get their little shorter curve track, a fast track. But I think this is a lot better than their Magnalock track. Now I'll explain it later on, because we're gonna do an also comparison with my older model and then with this one. So yeah, so this basically these are the things that I noticed was different as my my older set. This was all just more of a white plastic, and you also got this didn't come along with it. If you're about to ask probably because what I got was a return, no, it was just like what you saw earlier with the packaging. That was the exact same way how my other one was. So let me go ahead and set up the track, and we'll go ahead and run the engine. And to connect it is simple, like so. Well, it's best to do it when you're not on the track and not connected. Just to simply make sure you carefully plug this in into the slot for the tender, which is going to be right here. Make sure these all the pins are going there, but also be careful. And then put a little bit of some force, but not too much. And there you have it. Simple as that. And like I said, The one for the Audi, that's for the tighter curves. As you'll notice, the space between the tender and the cab, and the closer for their wider curves, as you'll see the space difference. And another thing I forgot to mention was that I saw something different was that the bell actually has, if it can focus, that their bell, if it can focus, there we go, is a lot different this time. So alrighty, now I showed you that. I'm gonna go ahead and I showed you how to connect it and a little detail I forgot to mention. I'm gonna go ahead and put the batteries onto the remote control, get the engine and the passenger cars on the track, and that should be it. Alrighty, now I got the train set up on the track. I made a little square so it will fit around the tree a little better. Then we go ahead and connect the power to the terminal. Well, we're going to connect it so we have power. Now, right off the bat, with my older model, it would be making a little flashing light, making a little twiddling sound. But I noticed in this one, it's not doing it. So now the power is on. Now it's waiting for a signal. Then we go and turn on the remote. And right off the bat, that really sounds really nice. The sound quality is really nice, especially hearing the dynamo power up as soon as I turn this on. Now let's hear the whistle. And the bell. And let's hear the announcements.
Doesn't matter where they're going. What matters is deciding to get on. Well, you coming? One thing about trains. Doesn't matter where they're going. What matters is deciding to get on.
Alrighty, so off the bat there is a lot of new and improved sounds, and I'm already liking it. The only thing I wasn't sure about was that whistle. Now let's hear it again. I was hoping it was going to be the Berkshire whistle, but I don't know. I mean, like, I at least kept the whistle the same. So let's go ahead and run this out.
Well, you coming?
Huh, Mitsubishi's slipping. Huh. Hold on. Oh, derailed. Alright, let me go ahead and stop the recording and we'll put it back on track. Alright, let's see if it won't derail this time. Oh, yeah. Alright, so it's derailing on that track. Well, oh well. Well, I'm not gonna be using this track anyway since I have my other track set already. So let me go ahead and do compare and contrast with the lights. Well, I mean let me take a photo. Let me take some photos real quick so we can do a comparison. So far it ran great. So I'm gonna go ahead and dismantle. Well, I want to at least test out the other track, the curved terminal, to at least make sure it does work. I'm gonna do that off camera. Oh no, not really. So let me go ahead and turn off the power, replace it with the other track to just at least give it a good test run. Alright, so we got the curved terminal track in. It works really well. You do need to get a separate track. It's going to be those little filler, those little tinier small curves. I think they should have them already. So let me do a quick run by. Hopefully she don't derail. And it derailed. Alright. Alrighty, so that's a problem with the track, but oh well. I'm not going to use the track anyways. I have no intentions of using this track. As we always usually bought this as we can use it as the train around the tree. But we ended up getting another one anyways, and I think that was a better idea instead of getting this one because I have a feeling someone might accidentally walk over and break it. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and set up the other track outside it, and see you then. But I'm going to do some comparison photos for the observation car real quick. See you then. Alrighty, so we got both trains on the track. Now, there's an obvious difference. The one on the right over here, this one's my customized Polar Express, and this one is the original. So, well, not the original, this is the newer one. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on the power, and we'll see a huge difference. Alrighty, so right off the bat, you already see that the older one's making the lights are blinkering and making the little magical fairy noise. Alright, sorry. And then with the new one, it's not making any noise. So let me go ahead and turn on my customized edition. Right off the bat, it sounds a little different. And the whistle is different too. The bell. And now what you heard earlier on the announcements is not going to be the same. Well, somewhat the same. So here's the ones for the old one.
This is the Polar Express.
And if you wait 50 seconds, you'll hear the, well, you're coming. So let's go ahead and move it around the track so we can start hearing the other one. And I don't know if you heard that, but the chugging is also different too. Sounds more like gunfire. Well, tell you what I heard, gunfire. And here it is making another round around the track. Don't worry, I'm going to bring it around to stop so that way we can hear this version of when it turns on. As you can hear, the chugging's different. That's so far, including the whistle and the bell. Speaking of bell, time to bring this to a slow halt. And one thing I noticed with this remote, it was a lot more looser than the new version of it. Alrighty, so that gives you good insight about the old model. And let's go ahead and turn on the new one. As you can see, a huge difference. Very big difference. And now the whistle's going to be a lot different. and the bell. And also sounds a lot quieter. Well, no, it sounds a lot quieter. Same thing with the whistle. The old one sounds louder, and the newer one sounds a little quieter. And now the dialogue. Let me put on my old one.
Well, you coming?
And then with the new one. And now let's go ahead and run this new one out around the track so that we can hear the chugging difference. Oh. If you want to see the video of how I made this, the video will be, like I said, will be in the description. And you're gonna see a huge color difference between the passenger cars on this one and the other one. And also, if you're wondering if I put the entire movie set on this, no. I just put what came with my original set, which is the engine, the passenger cars, and that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and bring this close to a stop. As you can hear the chugging difference. It's a lot different. And the one thing that I noticed is the light difference. Well, there's a bit difference as my older model has a bit of a more amberish glow, while this one has a more of a bright LED glow. So, without further ado, let me go ahead and remove all this so that way we can get a better view of what a good little differential view. Good comparison about what's new about with this new version of the Polar Express and with the other one. So we'll be right back. Alrighty, so we got the two models, same model, different years, side by side. Now obviously with the one on the right you're seeing, it's already customized, painted, but I got some photos of, well, I got this one screenshot that I will show here of what the original looked like. So obviously right off the bat I noticed two things on the engine. Is that one, the valve gears, let me go ahead and put this back. So I noticed the valve gears on the new version are white and the older model for this one are silver. Well, I'm gonna call it dark silver. And one thing I noticed is that the wheels are a little brighter. Well, the other one were a different color, I think. I don't know. I think I need the sun to at least, or have a better lighting for it later. And also one thing I noticed when I was running, well, yeah, I already said it when I was showing you how to connect it, was that before I painted it, the bell on this one was a bit more of like a painted gold color, while this one looks more like a nice little brass color. Now, we just saw the sound difference of the locomotives of the different years. And now, wait, what was I saying? Okay. Anyways, if you're going to ask me, are you going to paint the new version? The answer is yes. The only thing that I'm going to paint is only the wheels, and I'm going to do interior on the cab and do basically what I did here for here, and also I'm going to paint the top of the bell for this one. And also doing the same thing I did for the handrails on my tender. Same thing I'm going to do for the other version. Alrighty, so we already showed you the sound difference and the comparison. Let me go ahead and show you how the difference of the observation cars. Well, even though my other observation car is the one I painted, but I'm going to show you a big difference. Alrighty, so here's what they look like. Both observation cars, the one on the right is the new model, and the one on the left is my old model. Let me go ahead and zoom in. Too much right there. Now you may notice, yeah, I put a conductor in the back. Big whoop. Alright, so as you notice on here, the one on the right is painted, and the one on the right is not painted. As you can see right away, gives the new one. The one on the right is giving a bright white glow, not a red glow, which that I'm hoping they fixed it, but it turns out they didn't. Not sure why. But in my older one, I painted it. As of right now, you can't see it. I mean, you can see it's red, but over here it looks more like a dark red type. And also, I painted the inside of the glass for the figurines inside the passenger car. And I do apologize for the little whimsical sound. It's my other Polar Express looking for a signal. So like further ado, I think that should be about it. Or I'm gonna run these side by side. Gonna have kind of like a race. So let's go ahead and begin with the run, shall we? Alrighty, without further ado, let me go and turn on the power. Turn on the engines, and we'll watch them run around the track. Now before you ask if I am cheating to make my customized win the race, as you'll see, the speeds are hopefully close, dead on the same. And also what they noticed that my older one is of a different color than the new one. Either that, it just aged. But the one thing I noticed is that my older model is winning the race. It looks like it's starting to overlap. But anyways, just to let you guys know, I'm keeping them at the same speed right now. So we have a good look at them going around at that speed. Alrighty, so I had to stop the race because the observation car on my customized version was derailing. Turns out it's because the switch was on a grade that was causing it to the rear truck of the observation car to get to derail. So I went ahead and moved it, and now doing perfectly fine. So let's go ahead and continue with the race. And again, I'm making sure they're staying at the exact same speed, so the race will be even. Alrighty, so that wraps up about the race. I'm still going to be running, having more clips of it running, following with the other Polar Express stuff I have. One thing I like to say is that between you and me, I still prefer the old version than the newer one. Because one thing I noticed is that the older one is a lot more quick, more responsive, and a lot more quick, and a lot more louder too. And the one thing I don't like about the only thing I'm not a big fan of with the new version is with the chuffing, the whistle, and the chuffing, sorry. One thing I don't like about the new one is the chuffing, the whistle, the valve gear, and the wheels. So that's technically 4 things. But this one, I want it to be more so I can let people run with, so I won't be, I think I'm more comfortable letting people run this version and not this version. This one I'm going to run only by myself. So anyways, that concludes the race. I think it was pretty obvious who won that race. I don't need to announce it or anything, but we all know who won that race. But anyways, let me go and wrap up. Let me go ahead and wrap the other Polar Express stuff, and then we'll have them running side by side. And also as a poke test to see if this one can handle my entire Polar Express collection of the anniversary car and the box cars. Alrighty, I got all of my collections all set up and ready to go. And let's go ahead and run it about. And also to see how much this new version can pull. Alright, let's go. Let's begin. Alrighty, as we're approaching to our destination, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I still prefer my old model than the newer one, but that's alright. Now, of course, now you're going to ask me, am I going to paint it? Yes, I definitely am, but I'm not going to do what I did with my movie actor version. But as we approach to our destination, I would like to thank you guys so much for watching. This is a great way to start off 2025. I wish I started a little earlier, but I was sick. I was more bad. I prefer to heal. I prefer to get a little better than to rush myself, or else I'm going to make myself getting worse. That's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to see more stuff like this, be sure to like, subscribe, so that way you'll never miss the train. Alright, until next time.